Welcome to another episode of the Island Radiance podcast. I'm your host, Lucy. I'm grateful you're here, and I'm grateful to be here. Today, I have another special guest, guys. This is my little sister, Peggy. Do you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself? Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, guys. My name is Peggy. I'm Lucy's little sister. What kind of stuff? Like what I do?
Yeah, hobbies. Just anything.
I guess something cool about me is that I just finished my nurse practitioner program and passed my boards, and I'm applying for jobs and interviewing, so I'm excited about that. I like to read, be outside. I like music. I'm a nature girl.
Nice. So the first question I'm gonna ask is, this is kind of an icebreaker, and I asked our cousin too, but what is one dish that makes you feel like you're at home, like Jamaica?
Like when I eat it, me feel like me at home?
Yeah.
I want to be basic and say after you're selfish, but it really is.
Yeah.
And with cooked dumpling and yam and banana.
Grown
provision.
Yes. Okay. So as you know, this podcast, I'm talking about womanhood, wellness, culture, lifestyle, and just exploring like self-care and how our culture or how you're raised might influence that and stuff. So my first question to you is, what is a recent lesson that you have learned that has helped you keep you grounded?
Starting off hard right away, but I guess I've had a lot of change recently, and I've actually been through a lot of change. I feel like you have too, the way we were raised.
Yeah.
But recently, like with, studying for the boards, passing, and just even worrying about the test or like applying for jobs or which one should I choose? Which one, a lot of unknown and uncertainty. And I was kind of like, and even now I'm still working through like worrying about the minute little things instead of just staying rooted and grounded and knowing that like my higher power always leads me the right way. So just coming back to God and just like being present in the moment. So I guess breathing and being like just being present in the moment. Wait, did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was a lesson that I had recently, is like to always come back to yourself and don't get overwhelmed with the bigger things.
Yeah, I would say the same. I think that recently I've kind of been learning that being in nature honestly has helped me be more present. I realized that because I do work from home, there's days where I don't even go outside. So I'm kind of learning like, okay, make time to go outside. We have a beautiful yard and just sit out there. There's so many like amazing sounds, like birds, and feeling like the wind. It's getting cooler now in Florida, which is nice. So yeah, I would say the same. To help me be grounded, I've realized like I do need to be present, and it's something that you have to actively practice.
Right.
I think I have a little bit of anxiety, so it doesn't normally come to me naturally.
Same. Yeah, and it's like so easy to get. I think that's what I was trying to say too. You get caught up in the thoughts and like not actually living in the moment and coming back to like, okay, what's actually happening right now in front of me.
Yeah, I like the breath work that you're talking about too, because that's such a
it's like the quickest way.
Like to bring you right in this moment.
To the moment. But not to give you some credit, it's been hot as heck in Florida, so that's why sometimes you haven't even been outside. It's hot. So now that you said it's cooling down, you'll be able to go outside and because it's been hot.
Yeah, it has. The summer is.
It was like the first summer I was been in Florida, like for a while, like the full summer, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, she wants to leave Florida, guys.
Maybe we'll see. It's a love-hate relationship, but that's another topic. But
I love Florida, guys, and not for like any woo-woo reason, just really because like
you remind me of Jamaica.
Yes, I feel like I can kind of get the best of both worlds here. Like I'm not leaving America completely, even though I miss my family up north, but I love being able to like get my Jamaican food, I book up in Jamaica like almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually building a juicy patties, guys, like 10 minutes away.
I'm
I'm so excited about it.
Me too.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I guess another question I have from you is: do you think our culture or being raised in Jamaica has influenced how you view womanhood or self care?
Both womanhood and self
Either
care.
or, just do you think it's influenced any of that?
Yeah, I would say so. I think where you are raised or where you're from or your culture influences every aspect of your life. So naturally, it is gonna like affect how you are as a woman or how you're taught to be yourself, to present yourself as a woman.
Mm.
There are some things about being a woman that seem to be universal. You know, you the staff of life, all that kind of stuff. But I think culturally, being a Jamaican woman, one of the things I've seen in myself, I think, is like determination and grit. And that's like
Mm-hmm.
a big cultural thing. Like, you don't give up, you keep pushing through,
Mm-hmm.
and you always strive for better, like better, you know, not to get too content. Like you can be content. It's kind of like a balance, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Don't, like, if you can do more, do it, you know?
Yeah.
So in that way, I'm very driven, which in its own respect can have some downfalls because sometimes it's like
Too much.
too much or what is enough, you know?
Yeah.
So that part, as well as I don't know, carrying yourself
Yeah.
a certain way, you know, in public, especially kind of more womanly. I mean, that's how we're taught, you know,
Yeah.
to carry yourself nice. And I guess in Minnesota, like that kind of aspect of our, which is what, Scandinavian up north, that side of our family is kind of just like, as far as being a woman, we've seen a lot of like strong women on that side of the family
Yeah.
as well. So also, I would say kind of really career oriented or driven women,
Independent.
independence. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom, our aunts, they're all, and our cousins, they're
Yeah.
pretty independent women and kind of go with the flow too as well. And they're kind
Yeah.
of similar actually.
Like, yeah, humble, down to earth,
Humble,
but at the
yeah,
same time, go towards your goals.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up because I think, shouting out like our family specifically, that plays a part in how we perceive womanhood and self care too. But
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's similar that we've had that experience in Jamaica kind of showed the same thing as far as, be independent, be a strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
The self care I didn't really touch on
yeah,
because I feel like that's an aspect we need
to
to
work
work
on.
on because
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't so predominantly taught to us, you
Yeah.
know? Mm.
Um, no, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like most of the women that we saw, like growing up in Jamaica, like we have a lot of second moms,
Mm-hmm.
but like our cousins or aunts or anybody we saw, there was a lot of focus on just like making the home.
Yeah.
So like, of course, people would still work or women still work and then come home, but like you gotta wash clothes, clean the house, take care of the kids, like,
Yep.
which is similar here.
Yeah.
And I think it obviously has to do with opportunity too.
Right.
It's Jamaica is still considered a third world, so
Mm-hmm.
it's weird because I feel like coming here, moving to the U.S., guys, like at 18, I think being exposed to having more opportunity
Mm-hmm.
kind of caused a little bit of chaos for me, or like heightened my
Overwhelmed.
anxiety.
Yeah,
a little
because
bit.
it's like, it's the paradox of choice. It's like,
Yeah,
sometimes when you got too many options, it's like, what do I do? But
it's so true because like in Jamaica, like when I was like 16, 17, I wasn't even thinking about getting a car. Like a car is for an adult there. Or
like if you're lucky, if you have money, like growing up, there's a lot of cars now, but growing up,
yeah,
like there wasn't.
So you didn't even think about that stuff. So coming here like that last year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
Yo, that was culture shock for real. Because it's weird because, like, even though we were born here, we were raised predominantly in Jamaica. So then coming up here, and mind you, y'all probably don't know Duluth, Minnesota, but it is cold. It's predominantly white. Yeah, we were trying to come home immediately. We told our mom, like, yo, never mind.
We actually moved here, guys, for 1 year of school, and then went back. Yep. And then we came back.
And then we came back
to college
because we're like, you know what? It's good to finish high school here if we want to go to college because it's easier for applications, scholarships, stuff like that. So
yeah.
But
I want to ask, like, when you did move here, I guess, do you think being a black female, do you identify as like African American, or do you feel the need to make note that I'm Caribbean when it comes on to like your blackness, or what do you think about that?
That was a struggle when I just came here, and obviously the way I talk, you're gonna say I'm from like the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But when I just moved here, in Duluth, it's predominantly, if there's black people there, it's predominantly African Americans or people that identify as African American. So in the beginning, I did feel like I was maybe encroaching on their culture. Or like I didn't have a right to say I'm African American, but like if there's a farm that we're filling out and it's between white and African American, like I'm choosing African American. You know what I mean? And the word, like, essentially we're all from Africa, like, so it's, I really am an African American. So, but then, you know, as I got to have more African American friends, sorry, I'm saying that a lot. I realized our cultures are so similar. Like, even Kiana, we keep talking to her in Paua. My friend Chantal, I always talk, like, everybody. And they're like, Kiana was like the other day, I'm not Jamaican, I'm not just, so, because what are you introducing her to someone else? So, because people want to talk to her in Paua, but just, they're very similar. And even, like, I think his name was, like, Clive Campbell, who was credited, I think, to, like, developing hip-hop, which is a sub-area of African-American culture, is Jamaican. So there's just, and the food we eat, collard greens and kalalu are basically like the same thing.
And
so then,
and rice and beans.
So now I don't really feel, I feel like it's okay. But I mean, it's hard, I am Caribbean as well. So you can't like deny that.
Yeah. It's a different, I think it is something that like, it took me a while to kind of like you said, I just say black.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think like black is black. If whether you're from Africa, the Caribbean, you were born here.
Yeah, if you're first, second generation African. It's hard to like, I don't know. There's like, what's politically correct to say, or like, why do we even have to like distinguish? You know what I mean? I don't know.
So the other day, like, one of my friends was saying that like every like Jamaican person that they've encountered, like, well, Jamaican women specifically.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
What now?
So she said it, guys, and I was laughing because I just already knew what she was gonna come with because I've heard it before. But she said there's kind of like this like uppity attitude, or like, I don't know, like
arrogance.
Yeah, maybe arrogance is what she was explaining.
Like Jamaican women only, or like.
No, I think just Jamaican over.
Because I know, like, Jamaicans low down proud.
Yeah.
Like, you know, have you ever seen those memes where, like, people are all in, like, Jamaican attire?
Yeah.
Like, the green, the yellow, and the black, and they're like, how'd you know I'm Jamaican?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like we all have that sense of pride to us. So maybe that's what it is. But I don't know about arrogant or uppity. I don't know. Sometimes we have different facial expressions, or I don't know. People are different, but...
Well, I think one thing is that like we are blunt.
Yeah,
like, you have to have tough skin to be raised in Jamaica.
That's true, because they don't call it like it is.
Yeah, like literally, whatever it is, how it's seen or perceived by that person, they're gonna say it that way.
So it may come off as rude or arrogant.
Yeah, because that's kind of different with the American culture. Like, you know, you don't mention people's age or their age.
True. Yeah, and also to pair it back to like.
Confident,
yeah. But I'll tell you, coming to America, it does kind of, I feel like the hustle and bustle and the comparison culture and like the vanity, it eats at your confidence.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of what that person was getting at, like, because people, when I feel like when you're fresh to America, you're confident, you're excited, there's opportunities, but sometimes the system can wear you down, and you know.
It's funny that you say that, because I think okay, so I kind of think some of it has to do with colonization and how slavery ended in, you know, US versus the Caribbean or Jamaica. Like, there's obviously long lasting and probably will forever be effects of being enslaved in Jamaica.
Yeah.
But
like colorism,
yeah,
and class systems, like we're classist,
money,
still money,
I guess what I think is the biggest difference though is like, you know, they kind of left, so Jamaica is like, it is predominantly black.
So you do feel, so I feel like what we're saying is, are you like comparing traditionally, in the sense African American versus maybe first generation African or Caribbean immigrants, and how we may
like show up, because we just don't like,
because it was an African American friend that said that to
yes,
you.
it was an African American friend. So, and I think we like don't realize how much, like, we grew up having Black teachers, nurses, like, you know,
so it's not we took up space and it was okay. Whereas I feel like up here, you know, Jim Crow laws, even before that with the colonization and slavery, and you were told kind of to not be seen. But I think the culture is changing, which I love, because I know so many African American people that are taking up space, whether it be in the creative realm, the academic realm. So I love it. It's about time. But I definitely, because
I think with what I'm saying too, it's like I guess the proudness or whatever is like, we're proud to be Jamaican, whereas I can see where it'd be really hard as a Black person to be like,
I'm a proud American, because it's like, you weren't wanted here and all that.
This day, it's not even like, okay, slavery ended, but like, you know, till this day, you're always gonna have to fight to, like, there's just, it's so institutionalized and just in the system that I can see where maybe being raised where we're so proud of our country, like,
and culture,
it can, maybe even every Jamaican has a little bit of that, like, confidence or maybe arrogance to some people, but
if you see it like that. But I get it.
Yeah.
But one thing, like we were saying too, is like we're seeing a shift in the culture, and like, okay, maybe our African American friends aren't saying, "Oh, I'm proud to be American," but they love the African American culture and Black, because, like, let's be real, a big part of American culture is the African American culture. So I think there's a shift, and I think it's dope, and it's about time. So
yeah, I like that, and I like the, like, I'm Black is Black.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, what's politically or socially correct to say what? Like, we're all just people. Like, at the end of the day, we sound like some hippies, but it's true.
It's true, because, I mean, obviously, we all came from the same place. It's just kind of, where did the boat stop?
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of, like, Black culture is whether you're in the Caribbean, Europe, wherever you are, it's gonna be influenced by Africans. So we're Black.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you said, because I see some of the similarities, like you're saying, like, and just like the appreciation for good food and good music
and just like rhythm, like you know, sometimes the Caucasian in me won't let me be great, but you know, we're more rhythmically in tune. You know, there's just similarities, and
this is just a fun question, but if you can design your perfect island radiant day, what would that look like to you?
You can go first, because I don't know why you're asking this broad question, because that can be like so much, but you go first.
I want to see what your mind goes.
No, you go first, and I'll try to make mine a little.
So if I'm gonna describe like an island radiant day, or I would, well, kind of from a practical stance, I think that I would want to be around some water.
Explain the water. Like, what do you mean, bottled water?
No, like the beach or lake. Fun fact is, we've always lived within 15 to 20 minutes of a large body of water.
That's true.
So, being or a river. If I could be by a river, that would be the top tier. Like one that you can swim in. Yes, clean water. Some good music. Some like healthy food, like some
good food.
Yeah. And just like a chill day with your friends or family, and some sun outside. I mean, that would be my dream
island radiant day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do mine a little different, just to show like the contrast, because I 100% agree with what she's saying, because what she's describing is a lot of our chill days growing up in Jamaica. So today I'll take mine as like a wellness approach, kind of like a more modern, kind of back with the theme. An island radiant day would look like starting with a slow morning.
I love that.
Because we were talking about how we've been rushing a lot lately, and we haven't put ourselves in positions to wake up slowly, which sometimes it's hard if you do a 12-hour shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But ideally,
with some good coffee.
Some meditation or some tea. Then I would go out into the world, and I would purposely be present, saying hi to people, because that is a lost art. Smiling,
Acknowledging someone's
acknowledging.
presence. I love that.
Yeah, because remember we just took our nephew to Jamaica for the first time, and I kept saying like, "Good morning, Miss," or "Good afternoon, sir," or and he kept saying like, "What are you saying?" Because he couldn't understand. I'm like, "Oh, I'm just saying good morning and good afternoon," and putting like a title of respect to elders and stuff like that. But just that kind of veered up a little bit. But be intentional. So I'd go in the world, be intentional. Whether I'm working or not, I guess it would depend on if I'm working, but patient care, be nice, listen to people, what else? Then I would come home, cock up my foot and relax and chill. Yeah. Some self-care. Obviously, if I'm not working, I like to go to the gym or like eat healthy. But it would just be present and grounded. That would be my perfect like island radiant day. Along with Lucy's.
Yeah, I like that because you're talking about like culturally how some things have like influence, because it is true that was something that I noticed when we moved here as teenagers, that you can just walk past people.
I felt so rude. Like I used to walk past people, but it's like they're not even making like eye contact with you. So it's like I don't want to be the closest place to like that kind of hospitality or engagement. I saw it was living in Georgia. Like everyone was like, "How you doing?" and "Good morning," or I really like that because I was like, "Okay, I'm used to this." Like, so I feel confident enough to be like, "Hey, good morning, how you doing?" But now I'd be doing it anyways. Like, I don't care. Good morning, like
even if you don't get a response. I used to get so mad, guys. Like, cause my mom is this way.
She's funny.
Yeah, she just like says hi, hello, good morning to everybody. And
smiles
and people just ignore her, and it doesn't.
Sometimes people don't hear, but some people kind of don't know what to do. Like,
And honestly, not to even, this is kind of weird to say, but a lot of Black people, granted, I'm talking about up in Minnesota, so it's kind of a lot of Black people would kind of just like.
Yeah, but that could be just from. Yeah, they're maybe not used to some nice white ladies saying hi to them, which is sad, Sometimes people don't hear, people got AirPods in, and
that is true. That is so true. Now. You could be having a whole conversation with somebody.
Yourself,
really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that you do that, like mom, because I'm still not there yet.
I mean, smile at people.
For sure. If I see like a cutie, like or a little kid, they're so innocent. They haven't learned some of these things.
Yeah. So they're always gonna be like, "Huh?"
Yeah. So. Yeah, I like that. Guys, this episode got a little bit too long. We chat too much, but please stay tuned for the second half of the episode coming soon.